Just when I think I've seen it all in the biker world, there was always something else that just comes up that sickens me to my stomach. And I suppose by now I should be used to it. I suppose by now I should understand, this lifestyle. And, maybe I should. But the voting public, they don't understand. If you want to know what the voting public thinks about us, appalled, criminals, animals, that's what they say about us. And what's bad about that is that they are the voters. And if we don't understand how to win this multimedia news information war, the way that laws are against bikers in Australia, what's going to happen in America is going to make Australia look tame. We have got to do better. This biker news channel reports news events that occur on the motorcycle club set, some of which are violent. The author uses this content to educate bikers against the negative effects of violence to the biker community in the public eye, not to glorify the violent content itself. Viewers should be aware that some violent topics may be covered, but the author will always espouse lessons to help you avoid such violence on the set.
A bar owner is in fear for her life after her business turns into a battlefield between two groups of bikers. Now, the bar owner spoke only to Fox 26's John Donnelly about this brawl, and John is joining us live in New Caney with the story you'll see only on Fox tonight. John.
This disagreement erupted into a brawl in this parking lot behind me, right behind this busy feeder road. The guys involved in it may or may not have known that there were surveillance cameras up here, and yes, they were working, so it was all caught on video, and it's a story you'll see only on Fox.
But you'll see them all roll in real quiet, and they park right.
Sandra Young's bar surveillance cameras catch a lot of things. They are in a bar, after all, but this time was different.
I don't even have words. Appalled. I've never seen anything like it. Animals, criminals. I was so angry.
It was Wednesday night. A man with a Risen Dead Motorcycle Club vest was sitting inside when another biker entered wearing one from the Beasts. He asked him to step outside, so he did. Here's the video. Once outside, the first man confronts him, and then suddenly, out of the darkness, almost 20 men emerge.
They jumped out from behind my dumpster like a bunch of cockroaches and took a knife and cut that man's vest off.
Then they attack one of his colleagues who attempts to intervene. Then they ride off into the darkness, but not before firing at least 2 shots in the direction of the crowded bar. Luckily, no one was hurt, but bullets hit 2 parked cars, rupturing one of their fuel tanks. Sandra posted the surveillance video of what happened online, and that's when her real trouble began.
I've actually had calls from other clubs that tell me they're going to kill me while I'm driving, and to make sure that I watch myself.
But she's not backing down, and even though Facebook keeps taking it down, she keeps reposting the video. And as for the death threats, she says she's not intimidated.
Not this fat lady. I ain't scared of nobody but the comptroller, the IRS, Jesus. That's who I'm scared of. Other than that, I ain't scared of nobody.
She has contacted the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office Gang Task Force about this. I did talk to the Sheriff's Office. They said they can't really comment on this except this is an active investigation. We're live in New Caney. John Donnelly, Fox 26 News.
So when I see this video, I see something that just really blows me away. And that is, first of all, this has happened to me before. I didn't get the beat down, but I did get invited out. And you have to know that the invitation out to the parking lot used to be an invitation for two guys to go square up. But it's not that anymore. So you can't let your demeanor and your coolness and your toughness bring you out to that parking lot. You might not ever come back in alive. That man was lucky to still have his life. 20 guys beating up on a 50-some-year-old fat man with a gut. That's me. And you don't know what kind of procedures, heart procedures or anything they've been through. And I just can't understand the why that we have to beat up on some senior citizens. But that asking that person out into the parking lot, you can't go for that. You cannot fall for that. Clubs have just proven that they're untrustworthy. They just don't have. They're looking for any kind of hole in the chink in your armor. They don't have what it takes to meet you square up. And the guy's just standing kind of off in the parking lot, talking to him. He's not all so tough until his boys roll up. And then all of a sudden, he faces down on the man, and he really gets close to him. Now, there's a thing to notice, and that is that the guy with the colors on, I don't really see him doing any of the hitting. All the guys that was doing the punching and stuff, they don't have the colors on. But and there's another thing that I think here too, and that is this shows the worst in motorcycle club behavior, and it also shows the best in motorcycle club behavior. Because first of all, that guy ain't no punk. And I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have the Ain't No Punk Awards. It's probably gonna look like this. We're gonna have the Black Dragon Biker TV Ain't No Punk Awards, and I'm gonna give these. I'm gonna create an Ain't No Punk Award, and I'm just gonna send them to people that prove to be they ain't no punks. This guy walked out, and then when those folks came up on him, there was absolutely, there was no backing down. There wasn't no running. There wasn't he didn't take off his vest. None of that. He got the hell knocked out of him from the guy in the beard, the guy with the knife on. And the poor guy's buddy was being, the buddy in the gray shirt, big old fat belly too. This guy's got 2 or 3 guys holding him off, and finally he can't take it anymore. And he comes in to help his buddy, and his buddy, while lying on the ground, getting the shit stomped out of him, manages to get to his feet and do everything within his power to try to protect his buddy that was catching the boots. And his buddy that was catching the boots, he was holding on to that vest. You're not taking these colors. And he had a guy trapped underneath him. And listen, the best thing, this is like the best thing in motorcycle clubs. I cannot promise you that we will live forever, but I can promise you a magnificent death. If we have to go down, we go down together. And there was nothing more powerful than those 2 old, haggard, pot-bellied, hardcore bikers. You and me against the world, baby. You're my brother. I'll die for you. If I'm laying on the ground getting the shit stomped out of me, I will find a way to my feet. And I will come to your protection. If it kills me, I'll be there. And it don't get no better than that. You don't have no brothers no closer than that. A brother surrounded by hell will not stand by and watch you get your fucking teeth kicked in. Won't watch you get your vest, your colors, your rags pulled off of you. Hey, and if that's how they get my colors, if they got to cut them off my body, they got to cut them off my fat old ass laying on the ground, trying my damnedest to chew you to death, I think I've done all right. I think that you could say those two cats ain't no punks. They showed the finest in what motorcycle clubs have to offer. A brotherhood that protects you until you swallow your last damn breath of air. A brother that will not let you die alone. A brother that will not leave you, will take an ass whooping, a stomping, a kicking, boots to the head to protect you and those colors. You saw it with your own two eyes. Against all odds. Against unwinnable odds. In a dark alley. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. I will do everything I can do to protect you, brother. I will try to be the baddest motherfucker in the valley. And y'all know I don't really curse. But that's what you saw tonight. You saw the worst in motorcycle clubs, and you saw the best in motorcycle clubs, all in one setting. 20 guys on one, then two. And them old bastards, them old bine-encrusted, barnacle, weathered, storm-beaten, we would say in the Navy, old salts, we would call them, like me, gray and haggard, and they did what they had to do, and they survived. But that wasn't guaranteed, that wasn't promised, but they did. They survived. And you don't take those colors and hang them upside down in the clubhouse. Those colors are hung right side up. Yeah, you might have got those colors, but those colors came with sacrifice, blood, and sweat. Those colors are put somewhere in the clubhouse where you would put something of great honor and respect, because it took an army to get them off of them. It took an army. Wasn't no punk. He didn't run. He didn't take shit off. Take that off. Man, you've lost your fucking mind. So, and I tell folks, if you wear colors, you're gonna find yourself tested. And I'm not telling anyone that's something that you need to die over. But what you decide to do as a man whatever decision you make, it will be the best decision for you. But I can tell you what you saw in Brotherhood, you couldn't, there's no, I could teach 1,000 lessons on Brotherhood on this channel and you wouldn't get it. But when you look at that man fighting for his brother, fighting for his brother's colors, and when you see his beaten, injured brother, I mean, the man, he fought into that crowd. You're not holding me back while you beat my brother. You're not doing that. And then his brother, injured and haggled on the ground and haggard and kicked and booted, found his way to his feet to step in to protect his brother. And I'm not quite too sure what the female was doing. There was a female like right in the middle of that it was very interesting to me. She was in there fighting too. I guess there were a couple of females, and so I that was interesting. I don't know what that was about, but it was an ugly situation. So when we move to the next part, where now we're going to threaten the bar owner, she said, "Not this fat girl." Boy, that was so strong to me. Just those words alone, she lost 100 pounds. She was absolutely beautiful. That's my favorite person. That's a warrior right there. She said, I'm scared of the tax man," which we all should be. "I'm scared of the comptroller." That's the person that I guess runs the money or the taxes or the liquor licenses or whatever. "I'm scared of Jesus. But I ain't afraid of your threats." Boy, that's another Black Dragon Ain't No Punk winner right there. We got a couple of them. That's another Ain't No Punk winner right there. I need to make my Ain't No Punk awards and get them to the people that deserve them. So, yeah, she put that up on Facebook, and she keeps putting it up, and she's not going to be afraid or intimidated or coward from her position. It's just not going to happen. You just don't see people like that. Warriors, not afraid to do what is right, no matter what opposition they face. It's refreshing to know that we still have those folks in America. I don't know what bike clubs are going to have. What's going to have to happen for them to learn, for us to learn. Were the colors, taking those colors away from that man, was that worth the embarrassment a video like this would cost the club? Is that worth the damage in reputation and all of the minus points that come? And every time somebody sees your club in a courtroom from this day forward that lives in that area, this stain is on your MC. This is what they use. This is what they add up when they come and they walk into a courtroom talking about they want to take your colors or your this or your that or put RICO on you or whatever it is that they do. This is the stuff they use against us. This is what they use against our clubs. This way that we want to behave. You got to know I said this you got to know there's cameras everywhere. There is just there's damn near a camera up your rear end. When you take a number two, there could be a camera right there looking at the crinkles around your booty hole. That's how photographed we are. And you don't know where the cameras are. In a parking lot, dark parking lot, there's a infrared camera, and that owner had the best camera. I've seen cameras where you can't tell who's who, and you're like, why do they even have this? Oh no, she got the real stuff. She got the thousands of dollar camera. Thousands of dollars cameras. That's what she's got. Those cameras are just about reading the freckles on people's faces. So, boy, those charges could be hell on you. So, you heard what she said. Animals, criminals, appalled. These were words that she used. Animals, criminals, appalled. I was angry. You don't want an angry person sitting on a trial that has to do with you. And she's going to be angry for a long time. And then we threaten her? We're threatening women now? That's how we're getting down? We're threatening women now. And a determined, mean, angry woman, mama bear, those be some tough things. I'm so proud of her. She's so strong. She said, "Not this fat girl." Not this fat boy. She said, "Not this fat girl." She was just beautiful to me at that moment. I was just I felt giddy. I was so strong. Ah! But anyway, I digress. We have to get away from this. We got to get away from this kind of behavior, or we're going to destroy our own freedoms as bikers riding in motorcycle clubs. We're going to destroy those freedoms for ourselves. And it's going to be our own fault. This is kind of what happened. I would imagine, I wasn't there, but I would imagine that this is kind of what happened in Australia. And if you don't know about Australia, if you don't know about what the motorcycling laws are against bikers, especially bikers that are considered outlaws or one percenters or gangs, if you have that designation, most especially, there are parts of Australia where you can't even ride together. You can't even go. I read an article about some guys that were arrested for having dinner together. You can't even associate with one another in public. They got their laws set up to where they don't want you to exist, and they mean it. And that's going to be coming to a state like that near you. Ask these folks in Texas. I just got a message tonight about a young man, veteran in Texas, who's been all over the world, has fought for the United States, even got mad cow disease in Europe. And I guess they call him Mad Cow, who had a weapons license permit from the state he lived in, and got pulled over in Texas and had a gun on him. And I guess you can't have a patch on and a gun in Texas, or maybe a patch from a recognized outlaw motorcycle club or something. I don't know the exact rule, but I've seen plenty of videos now. Texas Biker Radio, all these guys, plenty of videos. We're just pulling folks over and with them patches on, and they're disarming you, taking videos of you, pictures of you don't want to have taken. They're doing all these things because the citizens are not crying out about it, because the citizens think about us what you heard that citizen say: animals, criminals. I'm angry. That's what they say about us. Appalled. Those are big words. Look them up. Look those words up. Appalled. Animals. Criminals. I'm angry. And that's what we're leaving the public with. In my book, The Public Relations Officer's Bible, I talk about management of your publics. That's that book right there. How to manage your publics as a motorcycle club. And managing your publics is important. But anyway, this is a shocking video, if you ask me. I can understand why nobody wants this up on Facebook. I get it. It's shocking. It's shocking that it takes all these people to take this man's colors from him and cut him off of him and beat him. But again, we saw the worst in our world and we saw the best in our world. And you couldn't have constructed a better play by Shakespeare if you wanted. You got to see what it looks like when a warrior gets put down. There comes a time when a warrior is not good for war anymore. Old men for counsel, young men for wars. There comes a time when old men are not good for war anymore. But they don't know that. And they'll go down together as brothers. TAO, together as one. It's we. It's about we. Throw your W's up. The MC is not about me, but it's about we. How we go down together, how we stand together, how united we stand, divided we fall, how we will get down together. I can't promise you a long life, but I can promise you a valiant death if it should come to that, or we just get our asses stomped together. But we'll be laid up in the hospital next to one another, knowing that we were never alone. You didn't take those lumps and bruises alone. You had someone who loved you there. Someone who loved you and loved that patch enough to stand with you when the lights were most dim, when it was pitch black outside and you needed infrared eyes to see. You didn't have to see that brother. You could feel his presence. It was there. He was getting the shit stomped out of him right next to you. So, what are we going to do? What are we going to do better, motorcycle clubs? What are we going to do better? We don't have to treat each other like this. We don't have to destroy one another, and we don't have to destroy our reputations in the public. We got to come up with something. In the Navy, they came up with a training timeout card. If you were in boot camp and things got too tough, you could hold up a card. Timeout! I thought that was the silliest thing I ever heard of. If you're fighting the Russians, you're not going to be able to hold that card up. But maybe we need some timeout cards. Timeout. It's gotten a little bit too rough right here. Maybe that could make us think better about how we treat one another. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Have you been through something like this? Have you done something like this to someone? Was it worth the hit that you took to the MC's reputation? Would you do it again? would you do it now that you know that all these cameras are around and this is what people are saying and thinking? So, I'm tired. Tired of this shit. I'm going to bed. To my viewers that sent me that film, I had 2 viewers sent me that video. Thanks a lot, guys. I got it right out. I appreciate it. If you guys have video that you want to send me, or film or whatever, or any kind of breaking news that you want to send me, just go ahead and send it to me. BlackDragon@BlackSabbathMC.com, or get a hold of me on Facebook, Black Dragon Biker. All that scrolls in the ticker below. And let me know what you think in your comments down below. So that's my 2 cents. Good luck, guys. I hope you turn out not so bruised up and your ego's not so hurt. And I think you did a fine job to try to do everything you could do to protect your colors. So thanks for tuning in. And I guess we old folks need to get right, because the youngins they don't have no respect, man. They'll take your old head off. They have no respect. There's just like no respect. They're going to beat your ass like you're a kid. So I guess we better get skinny. We better get back right, because looks like we're going to need it until our 70s and 80s. The new generation will just beat you down. My generation, you wouldn't hit an old person. This generation, they'll not only knock you down and beat you down, but stomp your head with boots. So thanks for tuning in, and get skinny.